Hi everybody, welcome to the OAG RC. I'm Craig, and I thought I would bring to you today the OAG Orchard Raceway season 2022 in all of its glory, from the start to the finish. This is quite a big video, so settle in, get yourself a drink, and enjoy a vintage 2022 Orchard Raceway season. Thank you. We're going to be run last. Haven't decided what order yet, but the XV01, the Hotshot, the Rising Fighter, and the Mad Bull, those have all been built in the last couple of months. But what we've got to do is select the running order for the rest of the cards. So what I thought I'd do is just pull them out at random. Now, I don't know which one's which here. We're just going to pull them out, and this is the order that we're going to run the cars in during the summer. So here we go. First out on the track is going to be, oh, look at that, the Grasshopper. Now that's what I would have picked to go first. Okay, so that's a slightly modified Grasshopper. That one's got some oil-filled shocks on, but it is a 380 motor. Here we go. Next one. Oh, the original Kyosho Raider. The first two that I probably would have picked and wanted to go first around the track. Well, this is not rigged. I'm doing this completely at random. Right, next one. The M05RA, the rally chassis. That one goes really well. That is modified. That's got oil-filled shocks, and I think it's got a torque tuner standard, but it has got some oil-filled shocks. I've got some adjustable rear toe on it, and it's also got a high torque servo saver with a aluminium servo what's it? Thingy. I can't remember what they're called. Next, look at that. The Lunchbox. That is a standard Lunchbox. It's going to bounce around. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to be bags of fun. Right, next one. This one. The Kyosho Raider rebuild. This is 22 there. It was actually 21, but it'll be the first time out. That is modified. It's got like a silver can in it, but it's got oil-filled shocks. That's the only modification I did. Next one up, TT02B. Now I think that is going to be a contender. That is stock except for bearings. In fact, all of the cars have got bearings in. I should have added that. That is stock, with the exception again of a high torque servo saver. Top or bottom, higher or lower? We've had the middle. This one. Oh, DT03 modified. Now that is heavily modified. That's got a brushless 17.5 turn motor in it. It's got CVAs that did come as standard. It's got carbon damper stays. It's got an aluminium servo holder. It's got adjustable turnbuckles front and back. That one has had loads of mods put onto it. In an effort to get it a bit faster. It's got some extra weight in the front. I've really tried to make that one go. Which means what's left here is the Midnight Pumpkin modified. Now, how do I think this is going to go? Well, I think these are going to be towards the top end. Yeah. I think it's going to be towards the bottom, and probably this one too. What'll be interesting is to see the difference between that and that one. That one's got the axle brace, but also got oil-filled shocks on it. So it's going to be interesting to see how much better this one goes to this one. They both got the same silver can. Yeah, there you go. Running order. Let's put it up on the board. These guys are having a little run this weekend, hopefully. Sneaky peek. But as you'll know, I filmed this stuff ahead of time, so we're way ahead. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how on earth are we going to do these time trials. So let's show you the video, and then we'll have a chat afterwards. that is the intro video. We're probably going to use that on each time trial session just to remind everybody watching, whether you're a subscriber, you're a regular viewer, or you just happen to be interested in one of the time trials that I do and you want to know what it is I'm trying to achieve. So three sessions of 5 laps. So the idea is, I thought, God, if I do 5 laps, the chances are I'm going to get 5 laps in good, you know, lap number 6 or 7. If I mess it up trying to do 10, I'm going to be out there forever trying to get 5 clean laps. And I think I've got more chance of doing 3 sets of 5 clean laps than I have doing, say, 3 sets of 10. We're going to go for rolling starts. So I'm going to start probably, I'm going to put the timer sort of down in this bottom corner somewhere. So I'll probably start up here, then shoot around the track, and then, you know, catch it on a flying lap moving. So that's what we're going to do. We're only going to count clean laps. So if I'm foolish enough to, as you saw in the video, keep missing the jump or bailing or crashing, then it's back to the start. I press reset and go back to 5 again. And that's why I said I'm only going to try and do 5, otherwise I'll be out on the track all bloody afternoon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the average over the set of each set of 5. Maybe look at the average over the 15 as a final score, but I'm going to be looking for the fastest lap, and that's what's going to hit the board up there, will be the fastest lap time for each car. But then we'll also record on there as well what was the average over those, 15 laps, over the 15 laps, and keep track of it all. So then when we go back and we, you know, do the hop up on the Rising Fighter, or we do the Grasshopper and the 380 motors that I've got, we'll leave the original time up there and then post up the new one with a note that this is the 380 motor, and we can see how much faster it goes. Bearing in mind, I've got 13 mods still on the Rising Fighter, so we probably won't keep everyone up there, but you know what I'm trying to get to. Brilliant. Well, that's it for me, guys. Just a short video to let you know the track is coming. It is live. The next part of this video will just be me just walking around it and just showing you how it finally looks before we get going for the season. But before I go up there and do that, I'll thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. I am so excited about this summer. I'm looking forward to doing all this content. I love doing time trials. I'm that guy who just does laps and laps and laps on Gran Turismo. That's me. This is like my passion. So I'm just going to get out there, have some fun, put some laps in, and record it all for you, my lovely viewers, and more importantly, for me to look back on when it's cold and it's wet in the winter, and I'll watch my content back over again. Thanks a lot. If you've enjoyed the content, please subscribe, please like, please do all the things that you do beneath, and comment. And all that's left for me to say is, whatever you're doing, make sure you have fun. Cheers, guys. Bye. So here we go, out on the track. Gentle start away. This is where the start timer is going to be. Straight into the S-bend here that goes underneath the jump. Once we've made that tight turn, we're then on the straightaway up past the bug house, getting ready for the tightest turn on the course at the top. This hairpin here is called Creation Corner for CW01 Creations. Thanks, Peter. This is the tightest turn on the track, and some of the buggies do struggle to get around here and need to run off over onto the slabs there before we start coming down towards the jump. And then we arrive at the jump, the RC Elf elevation. They take off, hopefully clearing the gap, landing on the soft matting that I've put the other side to try and cushion some of the blow before we enter into the no cherry tree turn, because it's a cherry tree that produces no cherries. We take this turn, hopefully not getting the buggies out too wide and catch that grass before they shoot across the finish and the end of another lap. There you go, guys. Hopefully you all like where we've ended up for this season. I know I do, and I can't wait to get the buggies out on the track and the rest of the cars. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Hi everybody, welcome to the OAG RC. Today we are getting in our first running time trial on the OAG Orchard Raceway. And first up is the Tamiya Grasshopper. Now, this is one of my original RCs. This is a 1980s something vintage. It's got oil-filled shocks in the back. It's running a 380 silver can. It is dirty. It is retro. It is beat up. It is not a racing machine. This thing's for having fun. And that's exactly what I've had with it over the last 30 odd years that it's been part of my racing fleet or buggy fleet. Now, let's get out on the track. But before I do that, I'm going to remind you of what the rules are. And I can already tell you that there might have to be an exception because I don't think this thing can go over the jumps. Right, let's remind you of the rules. Let's get out on the track and then we'll debrief after. Here we go. Grasshopper, fastest lap, 8:34, an average time of 9:65. Now, it went a lot better than I thought it would. Now, maybe that's because I took the jump out. The Grasshopper just wouldn't go over it. I did 2 trial laps and there was just no way this thing was jumping. And I thought rather than having to keep pressing reset, doing it over and over and over again, this is the only model I've got with a 380 motor. I thought, you know what? Let's just go around the jump. It's going to add a tiny little bit extra time and we'll do the lap like that. And any car that can't jump, has to go around and do an S. So what did we learn about the track? The track is great. I would say the lap times at around sort of 8 seconds is good. The camera was set up wrong. I was hoping to have the camera pointing up towards Creation Corner. I wanted that to be on a wide angle, so you'd have been able to see the car going all the way up, coming down, hitting the jump, landing on the other camera, going around the loop, and so on and so forth. But I didn't press the wide angle button when I would hit record, so that's my fault. I will try and get that right for next time. But other than that, it was an absolute blast. So what's up next is the Kyosho Raider, original 1980s. Up there it is. We've got an old school radio pack with a crystal in for that one. That's going to go next around the track. I don't know when that's going to be because I've got a few other projects that I'm doing at the minute. I hope that I'll be getting that one out on the track within the next week or two for you guys to see. And then after the Raider, we're doing the M05RA. So that's up next. Guys, thank you so much for watching my first time trial run. Please like, subscribe, all the wonderful things that you guys do. And whatever you're doing, make sure you have fun. And I'll see you next time on the OAG RC. Thanks, guys. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the OAG RC. Today, it's time for another time trial. We're putting my old school Kyosho Raider around the Orchard Raceway. This thing is pretty much as it was back in 1989 when it was built for me. The only thing that I've done is I've put some Riri Scorpion tires on the back to because the other ones were completely worn down after plenty of asphalt running when we were kids. It's got the old pogo stick shocks on the front. It's got a Lamano 5 motor in the back, which is original. I've never opened the gearbox and put any more grease in this thing. It's got an old MSC. So let's see what happens. I'm going to remind you all what we do, and then we're going to hit the track, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. See you in a bit. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, that was a bit of a disaster. Started out okay. It jumped reasonably well. The servo on this thing, or the servo save, is completely weak. And what's happening is the front wheels are sort of clicking out. So if you bang the front wheel or you land hard, the alignment goes straight out like that. There's clearly a problem somewhere in the servo saver. So after the first run, I had to keep stopping and fixing it. If I hit one of the side walls, or if I landed funny on the jump, it clicked out. And then we got a little bit too, I don't know, aggressive, excited, but the wires come off the ESC. Now, when I looked at that, sorry, the MSC, not the ESC, when I looked at that, Dad put quite a bit of solder on that back in the day, so that must have been a common problem. That must have kept coming off there. So it must have been a weak spot. So unfortunately, it only managed to do 5 laps. Now, I've recorded the times from those 5 laps. I think it could have gone a little bit quicker, if I'm honest. But, you know, as per the rules, It posted up a 944, which puts it a second slower than the Grasshopper. Now, okay, the Grasshopper was going around the jump, but actually, as you'll see in later videos, I think I can prove that that's actually slower to go around the jump. And the average was 10.43. So the original Kyosho Raider, 30-something years old, is now our slowest time around the track. Right, next up is the M05RA. So I will see you all next time on the OAG RC. All that's left to do is say thank you for watching. I'm going to go and think about how I'm now going to repair this. Probably have to buy a solder iron. And whatever you do, have fun. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today, it's time trial time for the M05RA. Now, if you remember, I originally built this to be a road car because I wanted a road car. I didn't enjoy it, maybe because it was front-wheel drive, don't know. Decided to do the rally spec hop up on it, and then I loved it. I love the way this car handles. I love the way it hits the turns, and it's great fun. It's got I think this one's got a torque-tuned motor in it, so it does fly quite a bit. So we're going to take it up and have a bit of fun with it now. Before I do that, though, I'll remind you what happens when we do some time trials. You can watch the footage, and then we'll have a little chat afterwards. See you in a bit. Two, one, go. So there we go. So look, I think this put in a reasonably fast lap. It couldn't do the jumps, so that was another problem. So that's out of the 3 cars that we've run so far, only the original Raider jumped, and I broke that jumping it. It's not a good track record for the jump, is it? And I got a feeling it's going to get worse before it gets any better. However, there is a way to get around the jump. We can take that route. It is a little bit slower, so there is a penalty for cars that can't go over the jumps. But this one did do that 8.57. The average of 10.6 is slow because I had a 14-second lap. Now, the problem with this car is the ground clearance. And if you hit a bump on the track or you get it beached in the longer grass, it takes you forever to get it out. And as I found on a couple of laps before I got the 5 consistently in, sometimes it just got stuck and I had to abandon the laps. So I think this car could have a bit of success if I could get some of the longer bits of grass off the track. We are, what is it, May now? So it is still early in the season. And this thing went a lot better when I managed to get some of those longer bits of grass off the track last year. So maybe I've unfairly run these cars too soon in the season. I don't know. We'll see how we go. Look, but this thing is a hoot. I think what I do find is because it's front wheel drive, you've got like grass stuck on that wheel there. Because it's front wheel drive, you do have to come off the power when you hit the corners. And when you come off the power, the car grips in and allows you to pull it around the corner. And once I'd got used to that, I did post some faster lap times. I do wonder if I was to run this again and have a couple more warm-up laps before to get into the groove, that I might post that better average time. But look, ultimately, the average is there to try and be a measure of consistency. And this thing wasn't as easy to drive consistently. And interestingly, if you look at the leaderboard over here, the Grasshopper at 9.65 out of the first 3 that we've done is actually quite consistent. And that actually was doing consistent 9s, if I remember correctly, in terms of the lap. And this one, and also the Raider, they were kind of hitting 10s as more of an average anyway. So look, guys, that's where we're at. This one goes into 2nd place on the leaderboard. The Grasshopper is still up there, top of the shop. It's got to be displaced surely on the next one. But the next car that's going up is that thing. So, yeah, probably not going to be displaced just yet. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Please subscribe, like, join me in the chat. And, yeah, whatever you do, have some fun. See you soon. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the OAG RC. It's time trial day again today, and we are putting out the Lunchbox. Now, this is a stock Lunchbox with bearings in. This is my daughter's car. She has not given me permission to put this around the track, so she'll be annoyed when I show her the video and tell her that I was using it, especially if I happen to break it while I'm out there on the track. But hey, let's set expectations. I expect this to be the slowest car around the track because it is a CW01 chassis that is unmodified, and it's going to take me ages to post these laps, I'm sure. Wish me luck. Let's remind you of what we're doing, and then let's hit the track. Oh my gosh, that was so painful. It took me half an hour to post 14 laps. And do you know what? I decided that I'm doing this for myself. No one's gonna hang me here for only posting 14 laps instead of 15. But oh my gosh, trying to keep this thing level was impossible. The first set of 5, we did the jump, as you noticed, and it posted some reasonably, I suppose, stable times. And that was the last time I managed to get it to go over the jump. Every time it just kept barrel rolling and flipping over. And so I abandoned the jump and went around it. And that's when it actually posted its fastest lap. 10:17 was its fastest lap. Now, I think that is because I didn't have a really clean lap over the jump, because when I did have a clean lap over the jump, I managed to get this down to 9 seconds, which would have put it above the Raider, albeit the Raider only had 5 laps, if you remember correctly. But the going around the jump is definitely slower by about a second. So yeah, a same car, if it can make the jump, land and carry on, should be maybe not a second, maybe it's a second, because it's maybe half a second quicker. The average for this thing was 11.8. So look, I knew this was going to be the slowest thing. It is definitely the slowest thing. I don't think any other car is going to be as slow as this. Now, unfortunately, I also have another slight problem, and that is, I broke it. I broke it, and my daughter was there. Now, I think it's just the steering. If you look in there, the steering arm was broken off the servo saver. But clearly it's a weak spot. If you hit that front tyre onto one of the drainage pipes that are laid down on the track, it just pops up every single time. So it's currently in last place on the leaderboard. I'll just sort of zoom in for you guys. It's going to go below the Raider, and I think there it will stay. So our current leader at the halfway point of the original cars is still the Grasshopper, with an 8.34. Now, I think that's going to go next. We've got the Raider rebuild next, and then it's the TT02B. Now, that thing was the quickest, I think one of the quickest around the old track. So I'm expecting it to beat out the Grasshopper now, and we'll start to see what's really capable on the track. What we have got to decide, though, is what order we want the other 4 cars that are up there to go. We've got the XV01, the Hotshot, the Rising Fighter, and the Mad Bull RX, but we've also now got the TD2 to go as well. So drop in the comments what order you'd like to see that. XV01, Hotshot, Rising Fighter, Mad Bull RX, and TD2. That's it for the lunchbox. Whatever you do, make sure you have fun. If you've enjoyed the content, please subscribe. We've got a load more of these videos coming. And whatever you do, just have some fun, please. See you soon. Bye. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the OAG RC. It's time trial day today. And we are running this Kyosho Raider rebuild that I did. This was originally 2 separate chassis, both of which were in pretty nasty condition, if I'm honest. And I cleaned them up, put some oil-filled shocks on them. I stuck a different motor in the back there. I can't remember what it was. It was a Carson something or other that's gone in the back of there. I can't even tell you how many turns is in it. I can't remember. But this thing has had a shakedown on the track already, and it was pretty good. I'm hoping it's going to be excellent, and we're going to see some nice lap times come out of it. So this is up next. Let's remind you of what it is that we do, which I'm sure most of you just skip through and get to the cars running on the track. But I like to put it in there just so if someone just happens to stumble across this video, they understand exactly what it is I'm trying to achieve. Right, let's hit the track. See you in a bit. Well, we're back in after that. What a close call. I mean, it didn't look like it was going to beat the Grasshopper until that 14th lap when it posted that 8:27. The average of 9.84 puts it now on top of the shop, even though the average isn't as good as the Grasshopper. The lap time, the quickest lap time was. I'm really surprised. I mean, this, I checked out that Carson motor. That's a 23 turn brushed motor in there. So that's the equivalent of a Tamiya Sports tuned. And it only just beat the 380 that's in that Grasshopper. Now, I must have just hit all the lines perfectly with that thing to get the time the way that I did. Now, some might argue maybe it is actually faster going around the jump as opposed to over it, and if the Grasshopper was going over the jump, there's no way it would have got anywhere near 8:34. So this is now King of the Hill, which means I've got to replace the Grasshopper, dethroned, and put the Raider on top of the shop. Will it stay there? I think that could have gone faster. Now, you know, I didn't have a faster lap. That 8.27 was its fastest, but I think there was more in that. I don't think I drove it as cleanly as I could have done. But hey, those are the rules, and that's where it sits for now. What's up next? TT02B. Hot tip. This was the fastest car around the old track, and I've got a feeling that it's going to beat the Raider. That's going to be short-lived. It's only going to be up there for a week, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Guys, as always, thanks a bunch for watching. If you like the content, please like, subscribe, give me some nice things in the comments to chat to you with, and I'll see you all on the next time trial. Whatever you do, have some fun, and see you soon. Bye now. Hi everybody, welcome back to the OAGRC. It's TT02B Plasma Edge 2 track time trial day. I can't wait for this. This thing is, well, like I said last time, I have said this before, this was the quickest car around the old track. Wasn't by much, it beat out the DT03, but it was the quickest. So I am expecting it to still be the quickest. We shall see. The tyres are a little bit more worn than they were last year. They probably need replacing. I think taking it out on the gravel the other week's wrecked them a little bit, but we're going to go with it as it is, and we'll see what it does. Just to remind you, it is stock apart from bearings. It has got a high torque servo saver in it. That's the only thing that's on this. Other than that, it's the stock motor and the stock shocks and everything else. It's got a torque tuned in it, this one. So nothing too flashy. Certainly not as many turns as that one, which is currently on top of the podium. I should really jazz that podium up. Maybe I'll give it to Mini OAG and some glitter and see if she can make it sparkle. But until then, let's crack on with this. Let's remind you of the rules, and then let's get to the running footage. Holy smokes. There you have it. Wow. What a lap time. 6.97. I didn't think it was going to get below 7 seconds. Having posted that sort of 7.14 on the first lap. And it did get better, didn't it? It did a 7.11, I think it was. And then right at the end there, it pulls out that 6.97. I drove this thing really quite well. But actually, guess what? It did slightly better than that as well. So on one of the off laps where I crashed or I got it stuck or something like that, it did a 6.64. Now that's an unofficial time. I can't record that because it didn't finish set 5 and those are the rules. But this thing's quick and this thing drives really consistently as well. That average time, I'm just going to flash it up there. The average time of 8.54 is almost quicker. In fact, 8.57 is as quick as the fastest lap that the M05RA did, and that was the average. It's ace. It's a wicked little car. If you're getting or looking to get a Tamiya out of the box, this thing is ace. It performs really well. It's a rock solid chassis. You can get loads of parts for it. You can hop it up to your heart's content. What a great RC car. Well, I'm sure there's better, as we will hopefully find out as we carry on going, but I've got a funny feeling that's going to be pretty hard to take off. It did have a couple of crashes. It did have a couple of barrel rolls. It's all right. I have got a bit of a buckled wing now, but on the whole, it's survived. And even my little shock repair from my crash the other week has worked as well. So we're in good shape. What's left me to do now is to dethrone the Raider. Sorry Raider. Still like you a lot. You're still an awesome RC, but you're not as quick around the Orchard Raceway as the Plasma Edge 2. Do you all remember what's next? It's there on the board behind. It's the DT03. Oh man, this is going to be tight. I think this might just go faster than that. I don't know. It depends how I drive. It really does depend how I drive. We're going to see how it goes. I hope you've all enjoyed that. The next video will be hopefully next week, unless something happens between now and then. Until then, I'm going to get this one ready to run. And please like, subscribe, give me some comments down the bottom, and whatever you do, have some fun, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the OAG RC. It is time trial day for the DT03. Just a reminder, this has got a 17.5 brushless motor in it. It's got CVAs all round. It's got carbon fibre towers. It's got some adjustable rods at the front. It doesn't have adjustable rods at the rear because I never put them on. It's got a alloy servo mount. It's had some tricks on it, really. Bearings throughout. It's got Schumacher tyres on the front and the rears. It is built to go reasonably well, although I've just noticed those tyres are a little bit worn. Probably maybe should have put some new ones on before I decided to do this, but I don't have any at the moment because for some reason you can't get any Schumacher tyres. So fingers crossed that they come back into stock soon. Until then, let's remind you of the rules and remind you that we've got to beat 6.97, a sub 7 second lap from the Plasma Edge 2. Can the DT03 do it? Let's find out. Welcome back, guys. So, unfortunately, it didn't make it. That fast lap of 7:17 that it posted on the third lap, I didn't end up beating it. And that average of 8.69 is just slightly slower than the average of the TT02B. I mean, there's not a great deal in it, is there? I mean, it's 0.2 of a second between the two of them. I think it could have gone slightly better, but I also know that one can go at least 0.3 of a second faster than what it did around the track. So actually, maybe there is a slightly bigger gap between these two, but it was tight last time and it's tight this time. Both fantastic RCs. If you like rear-wheel drive cars, this one's a bag of fun. It's an absolute hoot to drive. If you like the consistency of a four-wheel drive, this one's also very good. They're great entry-level RCs, and they drive really, really well. Nothing at the moment can beat them around my track. Nothing else that I've got anyway. Next up, above the halo there, is the Midnight Pumpkin, which I've got to put some body mounts back on because they smashed off last time I was doing some trial runs around the track. Look, I wonder whether that thing will be faster than the Lunchbox, because that has actually got a chassis brace and oil-filled shocks in, so it should be quicker, but well, we'll see. And then we're on to the new cars to me stuff. So we've got the XV01, the Mad Bull RX, the Rising Fighter, the Hotshot. How can I forget the Hotshot? And of course the TD2. Will any of them dethrone the Plasma Edge 2? That is the big question. We'll have to wait and see. Guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you all very soon for our Midnight Pumpkin run. Until then, whatever you do, have some fun, and thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the OAGRC today. It's time trial day, and it is time for the CW01 Midnight Pumpkin Metallic Edition. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is, I have all sorts of problems with the body mounts on this, so I've recently had to replace them for about the third time. It is a modified CW01 chassis, modified in that it has these wicked oil-filled shocks from JKRC. It has a 3D printed suspension brace at the back, which stops the slap of the suspension, and it has ball bearings, and that's it. And we're going to see how much quicker, or if it is quicker, this one goes around the track than the Lunchbox, which did it in 10.17. Will this go faster than 10.17? It should do, because it's got oil-filled shocks. That's my rationale. Let's see how it goes. So just a quick reminder of what the rules are, and then let's hit the track. Okay, guys, we're back in. You saw the times. I mean, fastest lap of 9.91 with an average of 11.91. It's pretty disappointing. It did beat the Lunchbox, barely, but the average was a lot higher. Well, I say a lot higher, a little bit higher than the Lunchbox. Wasn't fun out there. What went wrong? Well, it didn't jump particularly well. Although I did manage to do like a 9.97 with a barrel roll, which I thought was quite impressive. But it didn't jump very well. It's not very quick. I think I need to glue the tyres to give it a bit more power. But I think that's just going to make it wheelie a lot more, rather than actually give it any more straight line speed. But I'm going to hop this up for next year, and we'll see if we can get it at least maybe down to sort of 9 seconds-ish. What do you think? Do you think we can get it into an 8? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. But we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. But for now, I'm afraid to say, I think the CW01's chassis are going to be right at the bottom of the table this season. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe, give me some chats in the comments. The Mad Bull up there is up next, so we're looking forward to getting that out on the track. And until then, whatever you do, have some fun. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to the OAGRC. Today, time trial day for the Mad Bull RX. Peter Smith donated this to the channel. It is not standard oil-filled shocks, which I did think came on the RX Memorial buggy, not necessarily on the Mad Bull. It's got bearings. It's got a torque-tuned motor at the back, so it's got a bit of extra punch. I think this one's going to be a real contender if I can get it round the bends. This one struggled when I was doing the test runs. It struggled round Creation Corner at the top. It's quite a tight turn. And the steering on this sort of goes a bit funny. When it compresses, I can't show you because it's on the stand. When it compresses, the wheels come in. They don't always bounce back into the right shape. But I think it's ace. I think it's a great looking buggy. In fact, it's, believe it or not, one of my favourites. Don't tell the other buggies. Don't tell the Raider. I just love the way it drives. I love it. It's so much fun. You can rip it about anywhere on those big monster tyres. And it takes quite a bit of punishment, to be quite honest. I love it. Let's see how quickly it goes around the Orchard Raceway. I think Target should be going faster than the Grasshopper. I mean, it should be, because the Grasshopper did a 380 motor. Grasshopper did an 8.34. So let's see if this can get faster than the Grasshopper. Right, see you in a bit, guys. Wow. There we have it. 7.87 with an average of 11.1. Let's just ignore the average because on lap number 10, I messed up and managed to get 25 seconds, and I don't think it was 25 seconds. I think the timer didn't track it going past. When you get it right, this thing's awesome. I mean, that 7.87, I was flat out. The torque tune brings the back end round at creation corner, allows you to hit alpha elevation pretty much flat out, and this thing jumps so well. It is flat every time. Those big wheels mean that when you land, there's plenty of cushioning. It doesn't, even if you land on the nose, the wheels hit first, so it kind of drags it through. And then into no cherry tree turn at the bottom there. If you get it right, it just brings it round again with the torque tune. It seems to have that extra power. Do I think it could have gone faster than 7.87? No, because it was hard enough to get that one lap. I mean, the average outside of that, I mean, 9s were pretty much where it was at. I'm lucky that it got, how many did it get under? It did an 8.94, and that was the only one under 9, and then it did the 7.87. So I think it had just a hot lap, really. But hey, that's what this is all about. So where does that put it on the leaderboard? Well, that's going to slip it in 3rd place, ahead of the Kyosho Raider rebuild. It wouldn't have been that high up had it not been for that flying lap. It'd have been down below the M05RA. So it just shows on its day anything is capable. Next up, we've got the Rising Fighter. Yes. You're going to see a lot of this on the channel because there's lots of hop-ups that's coming for this. But that's next up. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the channel. I hope you've enjoyed the content. And if you do and you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Take time out to comment if you've enjoyed the content. I'll always chat to people who comment. And until next time, whatever you do, have some fun. Right, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the OAGRC today. Time trial day for the Hotshot. This was the car that I always wanted as a kid. Kindly donated to the channel by the awesome RC Alf. If you're watching, brother, this is the car. This is the one. I love it. I've only actually driven it once. I wanted to wait until I could do the time trial with it to really see what it's capable of. I haven't prattled around with the setup too much. We've gone with the mid spring rate at the front and the mid spring rate at the back. We'll see how it hits the track. When I tested this, it jumps so nice. It just seems to land every time flat. It jumps perfectly. I think this is going to be a real contender. Just to remind you all, fastest time so far, TT02B, 6.97. Second is the DT03, 7.17. I think this will be in the mix at the top with a 540 silver can. It's got bearings in. It has no other hop-ups other than those beautiful gold wheels, which weren't standard on the kit. But for me, it's what says Hotshot to me from the 80s. Let's get this thing out on the track. The sun is shining today, so I'm not entirely sure how clear the videos are going to be when I'm outside of the track. But you know what? I can't wait any longer. I've got to go and drive this. And you know what? I think I might be driving it a lot more. Watch the intro, guys, and then I'll see you on the track. Wow. Hail to the king, baby. What an absolute treat that was, going around the Orchard Raceway. It's ace. I mean, it looks ace. It's an iconic Tamiya RC. I love it. I've always loved it. I've always wanted it. Now I've got one and I've driven it and it's ace. Yeah, okay, it wasn't as fast as the DT03 or the TT02B, but it was still fun. Now, some of you may wonder, what happened to the Rising Fighter that was supposed to be the next one out on the OAG Orchard Raceway? Well, it was, but unfortunately, we had a minor problem with the gearbox or mesh or something. So this thing took its place. So next out on the Orchard Raceway will be the Rising Fighter. I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to find out what's gone wrong and we're going to patch it back up and get it out there. So what's left for us to run after this? The Rising Fighter, the XV01, that's going to be fast, and the TD2, which I haven't even run other than up and down the drive like once. And then we've got the Frog and we've got the holiday buggy when they're built, because they're currently sat down here. I think the XV01 and the TD2 are both going to probably beat this, but you know what? Out of all the cars that I've driven so far, I think this might be my favourite. I love the way it jumps. I love the way it runs. Yeah, it's got a quirky turning thing that happens with the bump steer, but it's ace. I love it. Absolutely love it. Tamiya, please make some more buggies like this. I know they're a bit quirky, but we love them. Right, guys, that's it. I'm signing out. If you enjoyed the content, give me a thumbs up. Please, if you don't subscribe, please consider doing so. And leave me some comments. I love chatting in the comments about the content. I'm really enjoying this series, and you guys keeping me going. I appreciate it. Whatever you do, have some fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the OAG RC today. We're at the business end of the time trials. We are going out on the track today with the XV01. Other than a quick little drive on the track with this, it's never really been used. I wish I'd sorted that out first. I am really looking forward to this. Everyone knows this chassis is a four-wheel drive belt-driven system by Tamiya. It's got the motor over the front wheels, so it has some scale handling, I suppose is the best way of describing it. I think it's going to do really well. Just a quick reminder of the table. There it is. That's where we're at. So where do I think it'll go? I'd like to think it's going to be in the top 3. As much as it pains me to say that I think the Hotshot might be displaced, it's going to be up there somewhere, maybe between the TT02B and the DT03. Right, let's get out on the track. Although it's just started to rain, hopefully it's going to dry up before we have to get this out. So we dodged the rain. And I think that is an amazing set of times. So I had one lap where I did a 977, I think it was. And that was the slowest lap this did, was a 977. Everything else was an 8 something. It posted 6 out of the 15 laps under 8 seconds. It was really smooth to drive. It was consistent. That average of 8.05 is the most consistent time up on the leaderboard from an average point of view. It's a really, not a simple car to drive. That would be doing it an injustice, really. But it's smooth because you can control the car and because it handles in a familiar kind of way. It's very predictable. The wheels aren't extending out beyond the body, so you see where the body's going and you sort of drive with your eyes, really. It handled the jump really well as well. I think that's probably where it lost a lot of time, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison with some of the buggies. But I think if this thing landed on a down ramp and didn't sort of hit the ground and sort of bounce around all over the place, I think this could have gone under 7 seconds. Now, I forgot to mention when we were doing the intro to this is actually running on a silver can. So that's a silver can, stock XV01. And that's some impressive numbers. So that puts it 4th on the leaderboard. It didn't beat out the Hotshot. So our top 3 is still TT02B, DT03 modified, and the Hotshot. That's where we are. I enjoy driving this. You know, I say that I enjoy driving all my cars, and to some extent I do. There are others I prefer to drive than others, but I mean, you know, I have my favourites. This was awesome. Great fun car to drive. Is it worth the premium? Yeah, I think so, because it's unique. That front motor position, 4-wheel drive belt, it's whisper quiet when it's running, apart from the chassis bouncing around. The body, sorry, bouncing around the chassis. It's definitely a great car, and if you're on the fence about buying one of these, I would say save up the cash, do so, you won't regret it. It's a great build, it's a great drive, and you can have a boatload of fun with it, and it's really fun. When I finished, I was just sort of hooning it around the track, and it's so much fun on the loose stuff. You just get the back end out and slide it around, and you know, you can do those Scandinavian flicks and flick the back end. It's just ace. It's awesome. Right, where are we next? Oh, that's right. TD2 is next up. There it is, getting ready to go. Yeah, let's see where we go from here. Guys, thanks ever so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the content, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps the algorithms and stuff like that on YouTube. If you just you know, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. Please chat in the comments. If you don't normally comment, take the time to do so. I enjoy talking to people. Until the next one, whatever you do, have some fun and see you soon. Bye, everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the OAG RC. It's TD2 Super Astute 2022 day today. I'm very excited. So, as you know, this has not been driven yet on the Orchard Raceway. It's not even been driven other than once and twice down the drive. I've not driven this at all. It is awesome. It is great. I think it's going to be a real contender. This is stock, with the exception of, well, no, it's stock. I think it had bearings that came with it. So I've not done anything to this. It's running a silver can. It can probably take a far higher turned motor. But for now, I want to keep this and see what it's capable of out of the box. With that silver can in it. Oh, what do I think is going to happen here? I think this is going to go faster than the TT02B. I think this is going to be the fastest car on the track. The reason being is it's got so much throw in the front wheels when it turns. You know, they kind of lean over when they turn. And it's quite low slung to the ground. even with that silver can, I think this is going to go really, really well. And it's going to grip, it's going to handle well. The only thing I worry about is when I started driving the DT03, that thing needed a lot of weight in the front end because it understeered quite a bit. And I just wonder whether this might be similar. But we won't know until we've got it out on the track. And I've not played around with the springs. They've just got the standard settings on them. I've not played around with the oil. This is just as the kit told me to build it. So let's see how we go. Wish me luck. Maybe I'm not going to be going out just yet. Can you hear that thunder? Maybe we'll have a little break. So we have a new champion, a new fastest lap for the Orchard Raceway. A superb average time of 7.88, which is an average, was almost quicker than the Mad Bull's fastest lap. It did the 5 laps in the middle, the second set of 5. The average for those 5 laps was 7.4 seconds, which the XV01 did a 7.41 fastest lap, and this thing averaged 5 laps that were slightly quicker than that. It's awesome. It is, yeah, awesome. That's what it is. I think it could have gone faster. I think I could. I got excited when I did that first lap. Bear in mind the 6.91 was out the bat. First lap, bang, 6.91. Then I think I did it again, 6.91, the second lap. And I got excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's going to do like a 6.2 or a 6.1 and I got overexcited. And I don't feel, other than that middle one where I was like 7, 7, 7, I don't feel I was particularly smooth either side. And a few people in the comments as we've been going through this series have said, you seem to get really excited once you post a fast lap. And yeah, you know what I do? Because you get that spike of adrenaline. You go, oh yeah, I've done a good one. And then you crash. So I think this has got a bit faster. The thing is, we know that that one up there has got to, hang on a second, we got to do this. Finally, you've gone. After how many other RCs have gone through, you are now gone. And that is where you shall sit, my friend. For a little while anyway, and we'll come on to that in a minute. So I think it could have gone faster. We know that the TT02B did a 6.69, I want to say. It went about 0.3 faster. I think that probably could as well. The difference, remember, that's on a silver can. And that TT02B is running a torque tuned. So, you know, there's a bit of a difference there. I reckon if we put a torque tuned in this, it would certainly liven things up somewhat. Now, that leaves us, I haven't put it up there yet, but when I move the TD2 to the top of the shop up there, top three are now TD2, TT02B, DT03. We still have the Rising Fighter, the Holiday Buggy and the Frog to run, but if I'm honest, I can't see any of those making the top three. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that we should run a sort of end of season grand finale final playoff with the TD2, the TT02B, and the DT03. And same track, same day, same weather, same personal driver condition. Let's see who comes out top. And that's the one that will go on the top box for the whole of the winter, to look at every day and go, yes, that was the best car around the Orchard Raceway last season. We'll work out some kind of sticker system where it'll get an award sticker somewhere on it, or a decal that says, you know, I won 2022 season. And then we'll go again next year. So guys, that'll do for today. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I know I have. I know we've still got a few more RCs to run around the track, and we will finish those up and finish the time trials out before we move on to the Hop Up series for the Rising Fighter. But it's been a blast. I've really enjoyed doing this. I've really enjoyed making the videos. Really enjoyed running the cars. I'm going to kick back and have a bit of fun for a couple of weeks and just enjoy blasting the cars around the track, really, under no particular pressure. Might do a few more time trials, but, you know, nothing that I'm going to bother recording. I'll just have some fun out there and see how we get on. Guys, if you've enjoyed the content, as always, please give me a thumbs up, give me a sub, leave me some comments, and whatever you're doing, make sure you have some fun, and I'll see you all soon on the OAG RC. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody, welcome to the OAG RC. Today, it is time to try the Rising Fighter back out on the track. I had a failed first attempt at this, so I got out, I posted, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 laps. Then all of a sudden I had a lot of problems. The motor seemed to not have enough power, and it wasn't responding as really it should do. So I got it back in, put it onto the deck, opened the top, took the lid off it, and found out that I'd gone through the motor cable, or the motor cable had sort of bent a little bit, and the plastic that goes around the motor covers, the back, around here somewhere, had come loose, and the motor had come loose, which is why, for some reason, the connection just wasn't working properly. So we have, I had fed the motor through that gap. You see that gap in the back there? Fed the motor through there, and I don't know whether that, because of the way the rear gearbox bounces about like that, had just managed to work it loose. So we're not now feeding it through the gap, we're just going around the outside. So let's remind you of what we're doing. It's last out now, so everything has gone before it. Where do I think it's going to pitch? Down here somewhere, probably in between the Raider and the M05RA, I think. Might even be, I don't know, down there somewhere is what I'm thinking. As we hop it up, I'd love to get it above the Mad Bull, but let's wait and see how we go. let's not get ahead of ourselves. So let's hit the track. I'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, we're back in. 8.54, an average of 10.35. I'm disappointed. I mean, it is faster than the M05RA, which is what I thought it would do. The average is about right for where it's hit the leaderboard. So it's going sort of right in between that and the Grasshopper. And I'm surprised it wasn't faster than the Grasshopper, to be quite honest. But then it has got friction shocks in and all that malarkey. However, during the test runs, it was jumping the jump. And when I was doing the actual run, I couldn't for the life of me get it to jump. And then right at the end, I did this. So that got me thinking, does it mean that this might actually go over the jump? If I go round creation corner and then I just gun it flat out, don't stop, all or nothing, hit alpha elevation, it jumps. So then I thought, crikey, I better run this again, because going over the jump is quicker than going around it. And if the car can't actually jump, which this definitely can jump, then I'd be better off seeing the lap with it jumping. So let's see what happened. There we have it. That is the difference between no jump and the jump. There's a second difference in the fastest lap. And it was more consistent. That last block were all 8-second laps. Now the 7.51 was hot. That was a good lap. But that 7.51 puts it ahead of the Mad Bull, which is running a torque-tuned motor. And I said that I drove that Mad Bull well on that lap. This is a silver can with friction shocks. I'm only half a second off the times I put in with the TT02B and the TD2. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a car that is basically stock and, I hasten to add, has got bushings in. So, look, that was a one lap, yeah? The average it was running was about 8. So maybe I'm being slightly too optimistic of what might be possible in this car. But it certainly leaves me feeling quite excited about the hop-up series. Will it get to the top of the leaderboard? Can I get half a second out of it? Or can I at least get those 7.5 seconds consistently? I am really now looking forward to seeing what a difference this is around the track when I've put those hop-ups on. So that is what's going to start happening next. Well, it's not what's going to start happening next. What's going to start happening next? I'm going to start building the Frog that I've got to build. And then we'll get this on the workbench, completely strip it back, gearbox out, wheels off, put the bearings in first, and see if we can start improving on that awesome 7.51. 7.51. Crazy. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a longer time trial video than we've had, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was worth it. I hope you don't think, oh, I've cheated. Do you know what? I don't care if any of you do, because it's my channel, and I think that this thing should have gone over the jumps, and it did, and it put in a great time. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. Please comment below. Tell me what you think of the Rising Fighter. Tell me what you think about the hop-up series that's coming up on it. And all that's left for me to say is, whatever you do, make sure you have some fun, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody. Hey everybody, welcome to the OAG RC. Today it is Tamiya Frog Time Trial Day. This car was donated to the channel by CW01 Creations, Peter Smith. Peter is a good supporter of the OAG RC, and he wants to see how this does around the track. I think it is going to do pretty well. Initial test drives are positive. If I was going to guess, I would say better than the Mad Bull, but not as quick as the Rising Fighter. That's my thinking. So let's get it up on the track and see what a stock Frog is capable of. Okay, we're back in the studio after that run. 7.54. That puts it about mid-table. It's faster than the Mad Bull that's running torque tuned, but not as fast, 0.3 hundredths of a second slower than the Rising Fighter. I mean, what have I got to say about it? I think it is a hopper. It certainly sounds like a hopper. You can hear it when it's driving. It's got that same sort of sound that the Grasshopper has when it's running. It turns and drives a heck of a lot quicker than the Grasshopper. It's a lot more responsive. Well, I don't know if it's got more steering throw on it, but it certainly took the corners a lot better than a lot of the RCs, actually. Maybe it's because of these nice big, you know, bobbly off-road tyres that this has on the back, but it certainly had a lot more grip around the corners than, say, I don't know, the DT03 that I had, although that was on worn tyres. But dare I say, it probably had more grip than the Raider had as well. So yeah, I enjoyed that. It didn't handle the jump very well. It seems to be quite heavy up the front, I'd imagine, because there's an awful lot of metal work at the front here. And when jumping it, it seemed to be quite nose heavy. It doesn't jump flat like some of the more modern RCs. But then that was a problem with the Frog. That was a problem with the Lunchbox. Yeah. They all seem to jump nose heavy as well. So maybe that's just part of the retro charm. We had a few little bangs. The battery fell out at one point. And also, annoyingly, I noticed that one of these front uprights had bent. The steering arm had landed heavy. The steering arm had bent up, and this had popped off. The steering arm had popped off. I hadn't realised until I got back into and it probably still is slightly out. One of these is now slightly higher than the other one. So I've got to have a look at that, because I think that was aiding its performance or hindering its performance, rather, in the latter couple of runs that it did. But 7.54 is pretty respectable. It's better than my modified Raider. It's better than the original Raider. It's better than the Grasshopper by 0.8 of a second. It's better than the Mad Bull. You know, it's not that far off the laps I was putting in on the Hotshot. That did 7.31, the Hotshot did. So it's not that much faster. You know, you could say it 0.2 of a second faster. I mean, it's still quite a way away from, you know, the three that are in the finale, but it's respectable. What I do like about this one is my wicked paint job. And I also think, going around the track, it looks dead cool as well. Right, where does that leave us? That leaves us with one RC left to run this season, and then we're going to move on to the finale. And that's the Holiday Buggy. That's going to hit the track next. It's going to hit the track on its 380 motor, and we're going to see how that gets on. Until then, all that I've got to say to you is, whatever you do, make sure you have some fun, and please like, subscribe, and keep me happy with some comments. Thanks, guys. See you all soon. Bye now. Everybody, welcome back to the OAGRC and
Mini OAGRC, Daddy.
Mini OAGRC, Daddy.
So today you can see that they've been round the drive for a little bit.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? We had a little demo, didn't we, on the drive? But what's happening today? Where are we going to go and put this?
On the track.
It's going on the Orchard Raceway, isn't it? So
Dad, I might be on the leaderboard.
You might be on the leaderboard. Dad's going to post some laps, and then you're going to post some laps, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to see how we get on. Yeah. What do we know about this?
So we know that this is the best car ever.
The best car ever! Let's go and see if it can live up to its
Daddy?
name. Yeah. We are back in, guys, after quite a successful holiday buggy drive. So,
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
brum brum indeed. It did it. Fastest lap of 8.31.
Show them on the leaderboard.
I'm going to, and an average 9.22. So where that puts it, he's slap bang in between the Grasshopper and the Kyosho Raider rebuild for 22. And actually, the average time of 9.22
I was faster than
is...
in the car.
It takes us to get all the way up to the Mad Bull before we see an average that's better than that. I think that's pretty impressive, kiddo, don't you?
Yeah.
It went really well. What I would say about this car
I think
is
really impressive.
the 380 motor makes it super easy to drive.
But
So
I
you
got
can go...
a faster motor from Jess.
You have got a faster motor from Jess. The 380 motor makes it super easy to drive. It jumps the jump really well, which for a 380 motor, given that the Grasshopper couldn't even go over it, it jumps really nicely. That's because it's a modern chassis on the DT02. I actually think getting another one of these, yeah, for race days when we have friends come over is not a bad idea, really, is it? So we can like have head-to-heads with the holiday buggies because there's not a lot on there to go wrong. It didn't flip, it didn't roll. There's not a lot to break. It looks quite robust.
It did flip.
Robust is probably the right word to use for it, wouldn't you say?
What's robust?
That means it's not going to break easily. We
You
had...
have to bang it with a hammer to break
Why would you bang it with a hammer, you plonker?
That's how hard you'd have to bang it.
You would have to bang it pretty hard with a hammer. So our next job for this, now it's posted a lap, is we want to hop it up, don't we? Ready for next year.
We wanna
So we want to
hop
put on
that
the
up.
540 motor.
And we want to put it on the leader box.
Yeah, we want to try and get it on the leader box. I don't think it's going to beat the TD2 though. Do you?
What's the TD2?
That's what's on the leader box.
Well, maybe it will when it's got the faster motor.
Wow, we'll have to wait and see. So we're going to hop it up for next year. We're going to put some oil-filled shocks in it.
Yeah.
We've also got a ball diff to put in it as well.
What's a ball then?
Whoa, it's a diff. It's a differential with ball bearings in it.
Ball bearing.
Yeah, like tiny little ball bearings.
Those.
No, tinier. So we've got that to put on it as well. And maybe, if we're a good girl, we could get some adjustable arms to put on the front and give it a bit of toe in. Well, that's where you see these arms at the front here, these in here. You take those out and you put some adjustable rods on instead. Which apparently you
And
can
Daddy's got me some oil-filled
Filled
shocks.
shocks. Yeah, that's right. Well remembered. Good job. You do listen to me sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I'm listening to you all the time, even if I'm jabbering to myself.
Oh, is that right? So you are listening all the time, even when you pretend you're not.
I
The
jab.
truth comes out on YouTube, everybody. Should we say goodbye, Derek?
Bye, Derek.
Bye, Derek. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye, Derek.
See you all soon.
See you all soon. Have a good night, Derek.
Good night, Derek.
Good night.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the OAG RC. It is time today for the season 2022 finale. We've got the three buggies out from the top of the leaderboard, the DT03, the TT02B, and the TD2. Each of them will post 5 laps at a time. We're going to do 4 sets, 4 rotations, and see who comes out top after those runs. The DT03 is now running on the transmitter, the same transmitter, the wheel one as the others. So there's no disadvantage or advantage for that buggy. They are all going to be run in the same conditions on the same day. So we're not going to be favouring anybody at all. The track is quite loose at the minute, but I'm expecting that to, all the debris will clear off after maybe the first run or so. And I'm expecting runs 2 or 3 to probably be the most productive in terms of lap times. And then I'd imagine the batteries are going to start to fall away come lap 4, session 4 rather. Let's see how we get on. Right, my money is on this, the TD2. I think it's the one that drives the most consistently. It certainly was the most consistent when we did the lap times during the season. And it's my tip to finish top of the shop today. Right, enough talk. Let's get going on the track. So here we go, we're off with the DT03 first. Now the track was a little bit slippy in places and I really struggled to get traction. I think being first out, it didn't do the DT03 any advantages. First lap of 8.97 there. Whoops, got a bit sideways trying to put the power down on the straight there. This car jumps reasonably well, but you can see struggling for grip all over the track at the minute. Yep, again, round no cherry tree turn, just can't get the power down quickly enough. Not a good landing on that jump, too wide on that turn. It was not a good first run with the DT03 really. Best lap coming up here, and even then rode the side in 8.91. Time for a hot favourite, the TT02B. So even here, through that middle section, they're still struggling with grip, even with the four-wheel drive system. Got off to a reasonable start though. First lap 9.51, not great. A little bit too sketchy in that centre section there. Ooh, got that landing wrong. Still fighting with it through the middle. Can't quite get the flow right. Here we go over the jump. Oh, big impact there. Crikey. Car's still going though. Right, got that better section through the middle. Round creation corner. 7.34, that's the fastest lap of the day so far. Still off the pace of the qualifying heats though. Not bad, not bad. Reasonable lap posted. So the fastest buggy in qualifying hits the track now, the TD2. Now the qualifying time this posted was 6.91. Let's see if we can get close to that today. Not a great first no cherry tree turn. Everyone struggled through there the first lap round for traction. We've got a better lap coming in this time though. 7.21 goes, fastest lap of the day. Already the TD2 proving that it's got the pedigree. It certainly turns in a lot nicer than the other buggies. And that jump, the way it lands. 6.94, we've got our fastest lap. That is actually the qualifying time that the TT02B posted in its qualifying heat. Okay, we've come back in for a little break from the sunshine. And just to give you a wrap up really of that first session. So TD2's out on top, 6.94. The consistency of this car just shows through. It turns in better. It seems to drive better. I can be more consistent with it in the way that I hit the track and I flow through the curves. I thought the TT02B did all right. It was a bit annoying, wasn't it? The TT02B did all right. There's definitely more to come from that. The DT03 was disappointing. It just struggled for traction, really. I think the rear tyres on that are wearing out, and I think that's really telling in terms of the times that it posted up on that first run. Right, I've cooled off a little bit. I'm going to go back up now and run the second set of laps. Let's see if this beauty can stay out on top. So we're back for the second set of laps for the DT03, and we're still struggling for grip out there on the Orchard Raceway. It is not being kind to this RC today. 9.27, that's not particularly impressive, and we lose traction round creation corner. 9.21 getting better, that's not good. I'm finding this really difficult to drive consistently. Whoops, little backwards spin there for Adam. There you go, we can do that any day of the week. Now this is looking a lot neater now. Oh, we've rolled it. We've rolled it, but that is still our fastest lap with the DT03, 8.74 fastest lap today. We're not going to finish on a flyer. There we go, the end of the second set. TT02B now. This has got to be good. Got to get close to that TD2. That's not a good start, though. This thing does jump nicely, though. Oh, we've hit the barrier there. That's not a good start, is it? This is looking a lot neater. Oh, a little stylish roll there. Go for the kudos. Very nice. Okay, we're starting to get there, finding the rhythm. Didn't quite hit the jump smoothly. Now this is looking a lot faster. Nice jump. The power down. 6.97. We're close. We are close. The TD2 is under threat. Can the TD2 improve upon its time at the top of the leaderboard? Not a good start there. That middle section's caused me some trouble. Just going through the S's. Again, just clip the barrier on the way through. Really slows the cars down. We're coming round cherry tree, no cherry tree turn, a lot neater this time round. Nice little jump there. See that exit in that corner's a lot. Oh, look at that. Every time, just trying to take that inside line too tight on the S. One more lap to go. Can we get a better lap in? There we go, it's looking good. Get the exit right. Oh, yes, new lap record. TD2 goes for it. Oh, it was almost there, wasn't it? It almost put up a lap time that was going to beat the TD2, that 6.97. And then the TD2 went and absolutely smashed it with a 6.84. That is now the fastest lap on the Orchard Raceway. 6.84. I think it's great. I think this is exactly what I wanted from the season finale. You know, the cars, the RCs shooting off against each other and seeing some fastest laps. Now, the question is, can this, or, well, I think the DT03 is out of it, to be honest. I just can't see, that's just got no traction. It's not working very well. Can the TT02B beat the TD2? That is the question now. Can I get this chassis to hit the top spot? Or is it going to be the TD2 that wins out? Let's go back to the track and find out. Okay, DT03's back out on the track. Let's see if it's got anything at all in the tank. This is looking smooth. Watch out. Oh, it's done it. New track record for the DT03. I can't believe what's happening here. So, this is now, well, now one of also the slowest cars on the circuit today as well. I mean, it's madness, isn't it? To think that I wrote this car off a minute ago, and now it's posted a new track record. It has the track record. It is the fastest the fastest lap in the finale, but it's also the most inconsistent and probably the hardest to drive. This has thrown a bit of a curveball into the entire competition. I think the door is now open to anybody. What can the TT02B do about that fastest lap? Has it got anything left in the tank? Can it make it around the track and post something quicker? This isn't a good start. So this car is smooth. If it can keep it on the track and keep the traction under control, there we go. You see 6.97. It is possible. This car has gone faster than that. It has gone a lot faster. Right, we've got another 7 seconds. These are some smooth laps coming in here. If it can just get the power down a bit quicker. Looks like it's falling away. This is a hot lap, though. Oh, it's matched it. 6.81. So the TD2's got it all to do now. Can it get below that 6.81? Or will it now be destined to be third on the leaderboard? Well, that's a good start, 6.87. We've got the line here. It's going to... Oh, it's a bit wide on that exit. 6.91. It'd have had it then if it hadn't run wide. This one's got a chance as well. It's gone wide again. Just can't seem to get it turned in. Oh, we've overcooked it. We're trying too hard now. We are definitely falling off now. One more chance. It's looking good. Oh, we've rolled it. No good. You couldn't write it, could you? After I'd written this off in the last little break, it goes and posts the fastest lap round the Orchard Raceway. 6.81. It just all came together. Then that lap time was equalled by the TT02B. So we've now got a tie for first between the DT03 and the TT02B. And that leaves the TD2 now out the running. It's 3/100ths of a second slower than these two. It's all to play for. I really don't know which way this is going to go. But as of right now, we've got a tie for the top spot. It's all to play for running into the fourth set. Let's get back to the track. Has the DT03 got another set in it? Has it got another lap? Or is it just going to be completely inconsistent again? Not a bad start. It's looking... I've got the hang of it now. It's looking a lot more composed on the track, but will we turn in another sub 6 seconds? Oh, was it? Just wait for it to roll back over. Definitely tried too hard then. 13.44. Crikey, that's absolutely abysmal lap. It jumps well at times though, doesn't it? This has definitely been, outside of that roll, definitely been its best set of laps. But no faster than the 6.81. Right, hammer down. Let's go for this. TT02B. Let's see if we can get it under that 7 seconds and under that 6.81. That's not a bad start. That's definitely a marker. Come on, let's... Oh. That's not good. I hope it didn't break anything or damage anything. Come on, oh no, I'm trying too hard, way too hard. Just got to relax, just ease into the laps. Another 9. Where have I gone? Oh, this is it. It's all over. I've lost it. Last lap coming up here. Last chance. Last one. Can we do something special? Can we make it count? This is good. Whoa, we've done it. We've done it. We've done it. So the TD2 now needs to beat an outrageous 6.57. It is going to have to really pull something out of the bag here. That's not an unreasonable start. Oh, it's too wide there. Definitely too wide coming around that corner. I have not got no cherry tree turn nailed at the moment. That second set of laps I had it nailed on, but every time I go around it at the moment I'm missing the line on the inside. This looks good. This looks hot. Oh, I've messed it up again. 7.07 last lap. Can it do it? Can it take it? No, we've tried too hard. So there you have it. The TT02B is the 2022 Orchard Raceway champion with a lap time of 6.57, which I think is going to be the track record for some time. Now, the DT03 surprised me. Finished second, 6.81. Great time, really. And that buggy didn't really deserve it. It was the best lap by far it did on the day. The TD2 should have done better. It was more consistent. It was nearly half a second quicker than the TT02B, and far more consistent. More laps under 8 seconds and more laps under 7 seconds than anyone else. But here is the champ. For next season, it is the one to beat, and we'll see how we go next year. All that's left for me to do is thank you all for watching. Whatever you do, have some fun. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you've enjoyed the content, please do so, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks now. Bye.